Get back, get back, get back down.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
This process. So in order, I guess that's what we've got to do.
Yes. 2 years ago,
Oh my god.
we all got a magic email from a wonderful bunch of people inviting us to be part of the Marathon Project. An intriguing new
A new
thing.
concept in musicals.
Yeah.
I think it was interesting, wasn't it? Because most of us, I'd say like maybe we knew a couple of people. It was like that first Zoom meeting was like a lot of people.
Yeah. It was all of the tiny little squares.
Yeah. Not all of whom could make it to the finish line, but all of whom fully wanted to. Like it was, and also it's very rare, I think, to be in a group with that many writers and be able to do a project for 2 years.
Yeah.
Over 2 years, because without lockdown, well, we were all insanely busy.
It felt like a bit of a lifeline as well in that period to have
Yeah.
a sort of opportunity to sort of network and collaborate, where, you know, a lot of us had kind of, the breaks had ground us to a halt, and yet there was this magical opportunity to meet people and to work together despite being, you know, imprisoned.
Yeah, and all over the place. And I think I remember at the beginning we didn't really know what we were making. Like we didn't know what it was going to be. Like, was it just going to be a bunch of songs and we write some things? Were we going to ever perform it? Were we going to even record it? Like what? Like, and none of us had ever. I certainly hadn't worked that remotely writing.
It felt like a really enticing experiment to see how all of these theatre makers could not be in a room together and yet work on something
And become like fans of each other as well. I
Yeah.
think it was really hard to. It definitely felt like when you go to a brand new school and you don't know, you've got like your one friend and you like cling to that one friend.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, they look really cool. Like, I remember my first messages to pretty much anybody that wasn't from Sheep Soup was like, so yeah, I really like that. Oh, you do. How would you feel?
maybe do a beat together?
and I think once we started recording and like writing and recording, some of the stuff that's ended up being recorded here was stuff that was written like in a really intensive writing exercise. Like you've got like so many minutes.
Yeah. And what came out of that was an indication of the sheer level of skill that we have in the group. And for me, the biggest thing is the lyric writing, which has kind of all come together. And like, you can tell it's a bunch of theatre makers because every song has a very clear and beautiful story within it, you know. So, and I think standalone, all of the songs work in their own little worlds, and yet also part of this world, this shared marathon world we've created as well. There's definitely a show in there somewhere because of the level of storytelling that we've put in these songs
and the diversity of the music as well. Because I remember we had that conversation at the beginning that it was like, are we all going to stick to just one genre, or because the marathon story, obviously the true story, is an absolute shambles. Like it's like nothing fits.
Yeah.
There's loads of different motives behind the races. There's different like contributing factors to it. And I just remember when we did that first sharing, you know, on Zoom when we were playing the songs, and things were like so left field. Like,
and the chaos of that kind of informed where we've ended up, I think.
Oh, definitely.
Because we could have easily tried to pin it down and go, okay, this is a period piece, or this is, you know, let's go for the ragtime thing or something. You know, we would have had a lot of fun with that, but I think we would have boxed ourselves in, and actually, whilst being boxed in our homes, we had the opportunity to branch out and to cross fertilize all of these ideas, and you know, it's been amazing.
So in terms of like, we need to talk about the production part, because I mean, lots of people did lots of different productions, but your production, like the amount of things that you produce and the diversity of things that you produce, where do you start when you get a song?
Well, I mean, you know, they were all very fully formed, all of the things. So production wise, it was a case of going, here is a beautiful gem of a song, and they all had varying levels of fidelity of recordings, but actually it felt like
some
it was
were more ratchet than others.
yeah, but like, you know, when something's been a vocal that's an amazing performance that's been captured on a phone, you can make a virtue of that. The fact that it sounds kind of gritty and dirty, that you can use that to your advantage, because it's all about the performance, and you can make it sound kind of grimy and work with it. So I think, even though as a producer you set out with the, you know, your first intention is for it to be high fidelity and crystal clear, that's all very well and good, but you know, the performance isn't there. So all of these different things that I had the, you know, pleasure to kind of curate and to glue together, they were all golden. So it was just another chance to collaborate as a kind of final sort of sheen, I guess.
And when you're working remotely as well, you know, as a producer, you're probably normally used to being sort of in the room when somebody listens to something you've been working on.
Yeah.
But you were like sending us emails.
Yeah.
And like, just let me know when you've heard it. Kind of thing. What's that like? What's going through your
It's
brain?
quite nerve-wracking, because you when you get sent a song that's not yours, but you grow to love it over sort of being invited to be a part of it, you become you have a really intimate relationship with that song, and then when you work on it, you get, I guess it's the same as the person sending it to you, send it back, and you feel quite vulnerable, because you think, well, I've become as attached to this as the person sending it me. So you just want it to have that vibe, whilst it being, you know, quite sterile in that it's being sent over the internet rather than being in a room together.
Our rehearsal, from the beginning of this process, obviously it was born out of COVID and being in lockdown.
Yeah.
And then like COVID reared its ugly head right at the rehearsal time.
Yeah.
And you had to MD remotely.
Well, I think you MD'd, and I was just like privileged to have a distraction to be invited to watch you do your thing, which was amazing. I mean, how did you feel having, for the first time, seeing everyone all in that room together and getting the chance to sort of hear it for the first time? What was that like?
I think hearing it for the first time in person with no lag and no weird okay, you do your bit and then I'll do my bit thing was great. I think I was really nervous. To just, I think like over lockdown, the thing that, like you just said, was amazing was the mental health aspect of it. You know, you're on your own and you're listening to things and you're reaching out to people who you don't know very well and asking them to do something really vulnerable, actually, which is share a writing process. And going into a room and rehearsing and really wanting to do service to the work. You know, these productions are amazing. The harmony arrangements are amazing. To like go in there and build on them and just make sure that things are tight or right or whatever. I've never vocally MD'd that many people ever.
Oh, I mean, you absolutely smashed it. It's like a pleasure to see you doing your thing. And like, we've felt it in this room, you know, having the chance to warm up with you and to sing with you and to all be together. It's been amazing.
It's been so good. It's been so good.
Yeah, and here we are in this absolutely stunning space.
It's cool.
With the incredible Nathan at the helm, and it's like an absolute treat to be here.
I mean, what a space!
Yeah,
look at pan on it. Just look at it.
A minute's silence.
A minute's silence for the space.
But we'll cut it out.
Yeah.